love you for the rest of my life.
Just love me for the rest of mine.
Hey everybody, what the flick? We're here reviewing the movie Horns. I'm William Bibbiani, Alonso Duralde, Matt Atchity. Matt, take it away.
Horns is a story about Daniel Radcliffe, who plays a guy whose girlfriend has been murdered. Everybody in town pins it on him. He kind of casually prays to the devil to punish whoever did it, and then the next day starts growing horns. Let's watch the clip.
Please, you have to believe me. I loved her.
What does it feel like to get away with murder?
God to save your soul.
I should ask the devil to punish whoever killed her.
You know, you don't have to convince me. I believe you.
Why are you protecting me? Because if I did anything to her, then I'm a monster. How do I look? Did you notice anything unusual?
I'm in horns.
What are they?
You know how I think we should proceed? I should grind me up some OxyContin and have a little snort.
Everyone in this town is going crazy. I think it's because of me and these horns.
You killed that innocent girl.
Tell me everything that happened.
Admit you killed her. It'd be such a huge scoop for me.
I got an idea. How about you guys beat the heck out of each other, and the winner gets an exclusive interview with me?
What's that snake doing around your neck?
Made a new friend. Are those horns?
Damn right, they're horns.
I saw this movie not long after I saw Tusk. And
So it must have been really refreshing.
well, kind of, yeah, because
Yeah.
I thought, all right, here's a movie that both films sort of take a bananas concept
And they're about pointy things.
about pointy things, and commit to it all the way. And I thought this one works better. Like if you're going to commit to this completely gonzo idea and make a metaphor out of it, but at the same time treat it like a legitimate plot point. This is how you do it.
I thought this was a very inventive story, and I really, really admire that about it because, you know, okay, the fundamental thing sounds like a silly idea for a superhero, like someone you wouldn't turn into his own movie.
Or Hellboy, maybe.
Or well, it's Hellboy, right. But you didn't find out until you were 20 or something. But
Hellman.
But what they do is they wrap a very effective, I mean, I kind of guessed who the killer was, but it doesn't matter, a rather interesting and effective detective story, what's really going on here. Added a supernatural element that makes it kind of fun. It's very playful, and that's something, this is directed by Alexandre Aja, a director who really doesn't have playfulness in his other movies. High Tension, Hills Have Eyes, they're just gloomy and mean.
This is kind of his Birdman. Like, who knew this guy was funny, you know?
It's funny, I liked the characters, I was emotionally involved in the romance.
It is funny, and I like that it does something different. We haven't really seen one of the elements in a movie before, at least not that I can remember. As Daniel Radcliffe's as Ignatius, Ig, or Egg as they call him, as Ig's horns come in, he gets this disturbing amount of honesty, and I know that comes up in the book, but people start being honest about their deepest, darkest desires
Sinful desires,
to him, and he doesn't understand initially why he's getting them, and they kind of come out of left field, and it's disturbing. It's like all of that little, you know, kind of, I should put it on my left shoulder, that little, you know, devil on your left shoulder, the things that you should never do. And it starts out with a girl he's had a one-night stand with who's like, I want to eat these donuts. Can I have a donut? Can I have all of the donuts?
They ask him permission to sing, which is interesting.
You know, and somebody's like, I kind of want to slap my kid around. And it's really disturbing, but it's
to the point
funny.
where his mother basically tells him, I wish you weren't here anymore.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I wish
I
you would
love
just
you,
go
but
away.
you make my life so hard, I wish you weren't in my life.
And one of the things I like about this movie is it doesn't just kind of play that just for laughs. It actually uses that to somewhat drive the story forward and help define those characters. Like his parents' reaction to him is horrifying.
It is, and yet it's also just the worst part of their reaction, which is sort of interesting. Again, it gives him, it's essentially a superhero story. I really do mean it like that, because he's got a superpower. It causes him problems, but it's a superpower that allows you to develop every character in the story, no matter how small. And they use it for great jokes, they use it for drama, they use it for suspense, they use it very effectively.
This movie spins a lot of genre plates. It's kind of a horror movie, it's a fantasy, it's a whodunit. There's kind of these sort of Stand By Me-esque flashback sequences.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a lot of different things going on here, and they managed to juggle them all pretty well, I think.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's an entertaining movie. Juno Temple, for once, gets to play a nice, sweet girl, and not
she's
like
great. She's so
the
adorable.
the trailer trash whatever, because I've seen her play that a million times.
It's still
now.
a tricky character because she's the object of everyone's affection. Everyone who talks about this girl has projected something onto her, and that's still not a fantastic character for her to play. She's a really good actress, but yeah,
she never turns
she nails
into
it.
this sort of like two-dimensional paragon.
No,
or
she
whatever.
sells it as best you possibly can. She does her job. She's fantastic.
Yeah, but no, there's a weird sense of humor to this whole thing, and
I also say the tonal shifts in this movie get to be a little jarring because it
You
does.
think so? Okay.
Yeah, there's there are some attacks in this, some parts of this that get a little. You can see Aja's kind of background in horror, and I don't know that necessarily. When those come in, it almost feels like they come out of a different movie.
There's a thing, one of the things that comes up is snakes. Really like them now. Very Harry Pottery, but what are you going to do? But like, there's one really messed up thing that happens with the snakes. It really grosses
there's a
me
lot
out.
of Genesis in this movie. I mean, the diner is called Eve's, and he's the cloven foot and those snakes. I mean, there's a lot of. Actually, in a weird way, I think this movie treats issues of good and evil and heaven and hell and God and the devil more seriously than a lot of like the Christian movies of late.
Absolutely, it comes to somewhat darker conclusions, but this film juggles everything, and I think it just gets a really fun balance. Even when it's off, it's never off, and you're mad about it. It's just a little, oh, we're doing this now. Holy crap!
Yeah, there might be some bumps that don't work, but none of them completely take you out of it.
And I admire it for the ingenuity. I admire it for the fun it had. It ultimately boils down to just a supernatural whodunit. So it's not really, I wouldn't call it brilliant, but it's creative and fun, and I think we've had so many crappy horror movies this October season.
Yeah, this
and
is definitely worth seeing.
This is definitely the one.
I think it's ambitious in what it's trying to do, and for the most part succeeds at that. So that counts for something.
Well done.
So our scores?
I give it a 7.
I think I gave it a 7.8. I had a lot more fun with it than you guys did, but I think it's very good.
What did I put
You gave it a
down?
7.
Yeah, I give it a 7. People will complain that we scored this higher than Interstellar. This is a better movie than Interstellar.
These are all relative,
Absolutely,
people. This is not an
absolutely.
absolute scale.
Somewhat shockingly low on the tomato meter in the 50s.
It's a 51 on Rotten Tomatoes.
They just don't get it.
I know.
Yeah, but for us, it's a 7.6, and we think you should check it out.
I've been a Radcliffe fan for years.
And it is on demand. If it isn't opening near you, you can stream it. So check it out. Happy Halloween.